You need a meaning to sustain you through the vicissitudes of life. Okay, well, try to debate that. It's like, is life painful? Yes. Is it anxiety provoking? Yes. Is it uncertain? Yes. Is it painful beyond bearing sometimes? Yes. It's difficult. Everyone agrees about that. Now, they might disagree about how difficult, but that doesn't matter. That the central point holds. Okay, what if you think that's all pointless? Well, that doesn't seem very helpful. Okay, so you need a sustaining meaning. Well, where do you find that? Well, you generally find it in responsibility to yourself and to other people.
Here are the major lessons in life to learn. Learn how to handle the winters. They come right after fall with regularity. Some are long, some are short. Some are difficult, some are easy. But they always come right after fall. Remember, it isn't going to change. Now, there are all kinds of winters, right? The winter when you can't figure it out. The winter when it all goes smash. Wintertime, we call it the winters of your life. One writer called it the winter of discontent. The winter when it turns upside down, when it all goes wrong. There are economic winters, social winters, personal winters, when your heart is smashed into 1,000 pieces. Wintertime, disappointments. Disappointment is common to us all. So learn how to handle the winters. You must learn how to handle the nights. They come right after days. You must learn how to handle difficulty. It always comes after opportunity. You must learn to handle recessions. They come right after expansions. It isn't going to change.
What are some things, so one thing I've heard you talk about, which I find really interesting, when I think about all the things that we're doing that are disrupting things, all these unintended consequences of modern behavior, I am truly glad that cell phones, the internet, and pornography did not exist when I was younger, because I don't know if at 14 I could have been disciplined enough if I had access to that.
Let's go, let's go. Rise and shine, familia. Good morning, good morning. Another blessed and grateful day, ready to go ahead and take full advantage of it. I've got a fire training coming for you, how to go ahead and position yourself as a leader. But before we go ahead and dive in, let's drop some gratitude. Happy Friday to the Dream Team, TGIF. So let's go ahead and throw it down for today. What are you grateful for this morning? Grateful for God, grateful to be healthy, grateful for each of you on the family, grateful for the momentum, grateful for all the abundance flowing to and through each of you, grateful for the breakthroughs. So happy and excited for everything that is going down right now. I can see the growth within you guys. So let's go ahead and dive into the day. All right, here we go. How to position yourself as a leader. All right, you know, this was something Jim Rohn talks about. This is something that John C. Maxwell talks about. So what I'm teaching you guys today is not theory. This is coming straight from the goat's mouth. All right, so here we go. Number one, how to position yourself as a leader and not just a rep. All right, number one, if you don't give people a reason to follow you, they're going to follow somebody else. Okay, so I want to give you guys 6 bullets as far as becoming a leader, right? Becoming intelligent at your craft, being honest, right? Learning how to be creative, confident, driven, courageous, right? These are all different characteristics of a leader. But before we go ahead and dive into that, I want to ask you a question, okay? Just to put things into perspective. If you look at leadership, leadership is really nothing but characteristics, okay? So any leaders that you guys idolize, what are some characteristics that you truly like that they possess? Okay, think about it. Anybody that you truly watch, that you follow, there's characteristics that they have that you truly respect. It could be their work ethic, it could be their passion, it could be their drive, it could be their energy that they come with every time they wake up. So I want you to think about what are the characteristics that they have, and now think about it. Can I go ahead and adopt those into my life? Can I get some of that energy? Can I go ahead and implement some of that passion into what I'm doing? So over the past couple of years, that's exactly what I did. I studied the greats. I studied the best of the best and figured out how can I go ahead and implement that into myself, okay? That's number one. Number two, leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. So in order to be able to obtain influence, you're going to have to be able to do a couple different things. Okay. People are going to watch your feet more than they watch your mouth. You're going to be able to have to invest in yourself more than other people are investing in themselves, right? That's why they call this chess and not checkers. You're able to stay 2 steps ahead of most people. So the key to attracting people is by positioning yourself as somebody that is leading by example. Okay. If you want to go ahead and start creating influence, you've got to start becoming the best version of yourself first, so you can allow others to get inspired to do the same. Okay. So here we go. 6 bullets for you. Number 1, the first number 1 key to becoming a leader is being able to deliver and offer one word. Who can tell me? Value. Okay. A leader is somebody who is great at giving value. Jim Rohn says it all the time. You will get paid for the value that you bring to the marketplace. So that's my question for you. What value are you guys giving out every day? And I'll give you a hint. Okay. The biggest reasons why most people don't post on social media is 2 things. Okay. You ready? It's real simple. Number 1, you're afraid of what other people think. Number 2, you have no value to give. Okay. You haven't taken enough time to personally develop yourself to go ahead and take some of that knowledge and dump it out to others. So for the first one, you're going to have to let go of people's opinions, because when you're 45, you're not going to care what Johnny99 commented on your post. So that's number 1. Stop worrying about what other people think. Number 2, you've got to be taking time to give value for yourself, right? There's no way I'd be able to get on these calls every single day if I wasn't getting value and then able to go ahead and pour it out. So think about how can I be a person to give out value every single day, whether that be via stories, whether that be via posts. If you pay attention, every single way that most of us are putting out on social media that you see that are leading, we're leading with value. We're not just putting out random memes, random pictures. Everything that we're putting out has an intention, right? In order to give value. Service to the masses leads to greatness. Okay. Number 2, brand yourself online. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, my mentor taught me this 5 years ago. He said, there's 2 ways that you can use social media. Either you're going to be able to use it or it's going to use you. And I'm going to be fully transparent with all of you. At the beginning, I didn't like social media. Okay. I didn't care to get on to see all the negativity, to see all the drama, to go ahead and just scroll through and see nothing. But my mentor taught me, he said, D, this is the biggest millionaire tool for free if you can learn how to use it. Now, let's just go ahead and think about the law of attraction for a second so you can understand why it's important for you to start building your business. Okay. Let's think about this. If you were to start a blank Instagram or a blank Facebook page and you put out cats, what are you going to attract? People that like cats. How about sports? How about if you start putting out knowledge, value, positivity, energy, abundance? What are you going to start attracting? 1111, paint your vision. You're going to start attracting leaders into your business. You're going to start attracting the right people, places, and situations into your life. If you can start to brand yourself and start putting out your ideology, start using your voice. Okay. At the end of the day, your voice is one of the most powerful things that you can utilize, but most are too afraid because they're so worried about what other people are thinking. So start branding yourself. You guys can go to Fiverr, right, and go ahead and create your brand today. You guys can literally go ahead and spend $5, $10, $25 and go invest into your brand. Okay. You're your own billboard. You are the superstar of your own movie. So stop being afraid to put yourself out there. Number 3, one of the best parts about the industry that we're in, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but believe it or not, you don't need a good resume to go ahead and succeed. In fact, you want to know what my resume is? It's nothing special. I had a bachelor's degree and I've worked a couple jobs. Never made more than $10 an hour. But what's interesting is if you look at a lot of the top leaders, guess what? They didn't really have the best resume either. So in this industry, you get paid for whatever you're willing to put in. That's what you're going to be able to get out. So at the end of the day, I don't really care what background you come from. I don't care what scenario that you're in right now. Here's what I know. You can create a life by design no matter where it is that you came from. I can show you countless testimonies from stories from individuals who probably came from a more difficult background or maybe starting point than you're in right now, myself included. I want you to think about when you got started. I was living out of my car, 30K in debt, had no job, just lost my sister to cancer. All of these things I was going through. In fact, I didn't even have the 200 to join. Had to sell my TV and my Xbox. So at the end of the day, you got to realize that most people are probably in a better scenario than where I was. So if I was able to get started, then you can go ahead and influence anybody as well. Okay, so you don't need a good resume. You guys can impact anybody that's open-minded, that's willing to learn. But the difference is this industry that we're in is for anybody, but it's not for everybody. I'm not looking to work with everybody. I'm looking to work with those that are serious and not curious. Okay, next, number 4. And this is why when you start developing yourself as a leader, and you start documenting that, you're going to start to weed out the bums and attract the leaders into your life. Those are not just for the money, but those that really want to grow themselves as a person, because they know that's where it really counts. Okay. Next, you don't need to be full time. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Some of us you see doing crazy hour days, 10, 16-hour days. But here's the truth. Most coming in here have a full-time job, right? Drop a 2 down below if you guys are working a full-time job. So here's the truth. You're not alone, okay? In fact, this business is built for individuals that are starting out working a full-time job, because here's the formula. You work a full-time job and you're going to be able to work part-time on your fortune. And eventually your part-time fortune supersedes your full-time income. And now you can go ahead and put the time into what you really want to do. So that's how it starts. So somebody that's working part-time, how many hours are you putting into this business? Part-time. Okay, I'll give you an example. If you're working part-time in this business, okay, that means you're putting in 4 to 8 hours. Okay, if you're working part-time, let's say you work a 9 to 5. What are you guys doing from 5 to midnight? Okay, what are you doing in an hour or two before you guys get to work? There's all these, everybody talks about, I'm too busy, I don't have the time. The number one thing that I would go back and tell my younger self starting out is to let others know that everybody has the time. It's how you use your time. 24 hours, what's the difference between me, Oprah, Jordan, everybody on this call? The difference is how they decided to use their time. So be wise. You guys can do this part-time and go ahead and succeed without a doubt. Okay, that's how most people start out. Next, you don't need a lot of money. Okay, the 2 biggest objections that you're going to hear most coming into this industry: I don't have the time and I don't have the money. Well, the truth is, I didn't have a lot of money when I started out either, but I wanted to go ahead and develop myself as a leader. So you know what I did? I had to make sacrifices. I didn't have enough money to go to some of the events. Right? We went on our last dollar. In fact, we actually snuck into some events because we didn't even have the money to go ahead and pay for it. But that's how serious we were about leveling up, right? If there was events, if there was masterminds, we had to take a 45-minute, 3-hour drive. We were making it happen because we understood whatever it takes. If you guys are willing to sacrifice 3 to 5 years in this industry, you can open up the next 40 years of your life. How do I know that? Because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. The top highest paying industries in the world, you have real estate, you have NWM, what is that we're doing? And then we've got currencies, right? $6.6 trillion a day in Forex, $1 trillion a day in crypto. Don't even get me started about the NFTs and the metaverse. You guys can go out and buy NFTs, believe it or not, for $50 or $100. You're able to start small. You can start a trading account with a couple $100. When I first started, I didn't have all the money, but I started small, and I understood when I was making $20, $30 trades, eventually that would be $200 and $300 trades if I was willing to stay consistent. So to be a leader, you're going to have to be able to stay consistent, even if you don't have all the money right now. Because truth be told, most of the chairmen that you see, we didn't have a lot of money starting out. Jason Brown was $70K in debt getting started. Emery and Teacup Lou, Miss Darwin, they were sleeping on, there's pictures on their social media where they were sleeping on couches at the beginning of this business. And you guys can go back and see it. So you don't have to have a lot of money to go ahead and make it happen. And last but not least, the fastest way to go ahead and position yourself as a piece of authority or as a leader is to be able to teach, is to be able to give value. You see, the formula that I always remembered is called LART. You ready? LART. You learn, apply, get results, and then you go out and teach. Okay, but you're able to start small. You guys don't have to have crazy results to be able to go ahead and start teaching something today, right? Even if you're unranked, you're tuning for your P150, there's lessons that you guys have been able to learn that you can go ahead and teach. The value that you've learned, you can go ahead and give that out. So that's my training for you guys today on how you can go ahead and develop yourself as a leader step by step, starting out small, maybe not having all the money yet, but I'm telling you, if others came from a similar scenario, I know for a fact you can go ahead and do this as well. So that's my training for you guys today. Drop a 7 down below. Smash the like button if you guys got any value. Today is Follow Up Friday. So go out and be bold. Go out and be willing to step into the best version of yourself. And if nobody told you today, you are a leader. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And I will see you guys at the top because the whole squad is coming together. Let's go.